Defending this oak grove from being cut down.
What's that? Speak up, please.
Defending this oak grove from being cut down.
I can't hear you. There's a helicopter flying overhead. I'd like it if you could repeat that. Tell us what you're doing up there.
I said I'm defending this oak grove from being cut down.
He says he's defending the elk grove.
How long have you been up there?
Enough. Enough time.
Would you be willing to make a compromise?
What's up?
Would you be willing to make a compromise?
No compromise.
That's a ticket, laddie.
Wait.
No compromise?
What kind of compromise?
What happened?
There's no solution there, bro.
Were you scared?
It was a rush of adrenaline. I was kind of scared and excited at the same time, you know, because we're defending our lives. We're putting our lives on the line up here. Like jumping on lines, and they want to come, you know, we can fall to our deaths. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You opened the compromise. Gotta get.
Do we get
I'll live there forever.
How do I get the? What does that come
That'd be a good story, though, to tell you.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Forget your name up there.
Oh, skateboard.
No, Chronicle.
Avocado.
Is that what you're going by? Or is that just the name?
Avocado.
Don't want to give your name?
Hey, what do you think about all this?
I think it's wild, man. I think it's pretty cool that they're standing their ground. You know, I don't see why why Cal can't just renovate the old gym. I mean, there's no need for more
Chancellor, what
development.
would you do?
Huh?
If you were Chancellor, what would you do?
If I was Chancellor,
Yeah.
I would renovate the old gym. I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? They think it's old and it's not good enough or something. I mean, come on. We don't need to develop more. We could renovate the old stuff.
Or there's multiple other places where they could put it too.
Like where?
I mean, they could put it underneath Maxwell Field over there, where they're building the new parking lot. There's multiple buildings that are, you know, unsafe, that have been deemed unsafe, that they're tearing down anyway, that have large enough lots for this. But yeah, I mean, the real deal is they want it right next to here. It is an addition, even though through the, you know, in the legal proceedings they're saying it's not an addition. But yeah, it is an addition to this. They want to retrofit this whole thing. This is kind of the first step, and that's illegal under the Alquist-Priola Act.
Hey, what happened? These cops said they just took the property down. Is that what they did, or?
Yeah. Well, today what's been going on? They came at 6 in the morning, and they have sent multiple people up into the trees. They've had these cops down here the whole time. I'm sure you've seen that. And they've been cutting down everything they can. Safety lines, I think, they're cutting down all the property.
So they took all this stuff down here?
No, a lot of this stuff was here already. This has been, I mean, it's usually decorated kind of nicely. We kind of have claimed this space because they moved us out from the grove. So
Oh, you were in part of it,
yeah, we were inside, and then they've built fence after fence, and this is the most recent. You know, now we can't even be on the public sidewalk.
So they expanded the perimeter in a sense?
Yeah.
Pulling you out?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a war for that space, you know, and
they seriously built this fence around it?
Yeah, they built this.
While you've been here?
Yeah. They built that inner fence first.
Like in that first layer?
Yeah, that first layer came first,
Back
and
there,
then and then sort of all this, our sort of ground presence moved out, but was still in the grove, you know, fenced out from the tree sitters. But then they built this other fence, which moved us onto the sidewalk.
Your name is?
My name's Matt.
Cool. Hey Matt, I kind of know the history. What started all this from your perspective? Why did you come out? You know.
I think, well, it's two different questions, why I came or how it all started. So I can give you the history of how it all started or when I came in.
How about you first? Yeah.
Okay, I was a student. This is my first year here as a student, and I basically heard about the tree sit within the first month of being here, and I came up to check it out, and you know, it sounded, from what I'd heard, which is very little, it sounded like something I'd be into, and then I came up, and you know, I just saw the fences, I talked to people up here, basically it sounded to me like what people were trying to do was defend each and every one of these trees as, individually, each one of these is, you know, sacred life and an individual being that all have given things to most everyone that's been up here. I know this grove has provided for me, you know, in its own way, and everyone has a connection to that. It's about the grove as a whole. and that very specifically, but it's also, I mean, this is a native burial ground, the shell mound. You see professors
really?
here. Yeah, I mean, this is a shell mound. They found 18 bodies when they excavated to build Memorial Stadium. One of the things that they said was that they planted a lot of these trees. You know, one of the arguments that they often use is, well, the UC planted these trees, so that gives them the right to cut it down. But one of the reasons these trees are here is a concession that was won by activists who were protesting the construction of the memorial of the stadium right here. I mean, they have decimated. There's nuclear facilities up there. There's research facilities. There's this stadium. I mean, what we see right now, this is a whole canyon.
All this right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's blocked by a stadium, and there's buildings, and there's fences, and there's barbed wire, and there's streets, and there's houses. But you know, this is a fight that's been going on since the inception of the university in the early 1800s. And this, so my point is, they actually kept this grove. They said, okay, we're going to build there. One thing that they did give those activists back then was they said, okay, well, we're going to keep this grove in, you know, perpetuity. This is, and it's become, after World War I, it became, each one of these trees was dedicated to a member of, I don't know if it's the Berkeley community or the students that died in World War I, so this is a World War I memorial. So many people are attached to this. I mean, both from the land underneath, the trees themselves, what they stand for. It's a war for public space. The university, there's other options. It's not my specialty, is not all the other buildings. That's not my passion here. I would hope that they wouldn't do any more construction. But you know, there are better places, and basically, you know, they're eliminating more and more public space. This is a free space to come and hang out. It's on campus. It's popular with the students. It's popular with the community, and it's an open space to come. And you know, it's going to become privatized. You know,
What would you like to see done if you could wave your magic wand? What would you like to see?
On sort of a more specific scale, I'd like to see them take into account that this is old growth. Whether they, you know, yeah, a lot of these trees they planted 85 years ago, but that they would respect what this is and the community's wishes and really investigate alternative sites. That's one of the reasons they're in the lawsuit, is for not properly investigating alternative sites. I would hope that, you know, they would just, in every bit, and then more generally, every bit of planning that they do, that they would take into account, you know, how can we do this without an impact on the land, which is ourselves? I mean, I would hope that people would feel that connection to the land, instead of, you know, we think food comes from Safeway and we'll fight to the death to defend our way of life that we depend on. And if we realize that food comes from the earth and the oxygen comes from trees, you know, there's people that will fight to the death because it is a survival fight. So I guess somewhere in there, if I could wave my magic wand, parts of that would be more present in today's culture.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah. Your name again?
Zachary Rennie Wolf. I'm a Native leader and elder. I've been a leader in the Native community now going on 13 years.
And
I'm called Air, and I've been a supporter of this tree sit since day one.
so how did this start for the two of you?
Basically, it started. We have different, you know, we have different stories. Two young ladies from Cal came in, and I had just conceded the election to Tom Bates. I ran for mayor in the city, and two beautiful young, intelligent women came in and powerful, spoke about the trees. And I got up right behind him during public comment, and I said, I heard the issue for the very first time, and I said, because I've been inspired by Julia Butterfly, heard about tree sitting, and I said, I promise to be the first one in the trees. And it's amazing what has transpired ever since.
Yeah, I heard about what they wanted to do up here. I saw a guy on campus all dressed as the Grim Reaper, and I said, whoa, that would be cool for a tree sit. I mentioned to my friend Terry. She goes, well, Zach's running around talking about that. You should meet up with him. She gave me Zach's number, and we actually didn't connect my phone because Spirit wanted us to meet on Alcatraz Island, where we go and honor Native people every Thanksgiving Day. So we met Thanksgiving Day 2006, and we came up here and we said, let's get this going on.
Let me ask the devil's.
Got a few other people going on.
Let me ask the devil's advocate question.
Sure.
All right. This is renovation. It's progress. Why stand in the way?
All right. Well, basically, you know, on a legal standpoint, this is a Native American burial ground. You can find in the CAL's Environmental Impact Report, and it's on the web, that they admit to 18 bodies unearthed here in 1923. Richard Schwartz, who's a Cal historian, says there was 3 bodies found in the faculty glade. Shell mounds contain thousands of bodies and were massive Ohlone tributes to their ancestors.
Could you explain what shell mound is? The reason I asked is because when I worked for the Oakland Redevelopment Agency, the Universal Redevelopment Agency, there was an area called the Shell Mound Redevelopment Project. I never knew what shell mound meant.
The shell mound is a burial ground that goes subterranean or up to high levels, sometimes 300 feet.
So you're telling me that Emeryville's redevelopment area was a shell mound, was named after a burial ground?
Yes, it is.
Whoa!
Yes,
Wow.
IKEA. Actually, in the Emeryville shell mound, Victoria's Secret leads the body count. There's 19 bodies underneath the Victoria's Secret in Emeryville, California.
And they've tried to deny that this is a burial ground. The amazing thing about it to me is that we didn't know that when we came here. We might have felt it, but we did not know it until one day after we were here a couple months during a cold winter day. We had somebody come up to us and say, you know, I'm from the UC, I'm you know, this department, and they slid us some paperwork, said you guys really need to know about this. And so from that point on, we found out what was going on here, and we've only got more and more information since then. They've tried to deny it, but there's no denying they found bodies under the ground the stadium now stands on, and there's no denying the trees in the grove predate the stadium. They did not dig up the whole grove when they built the stadium, so there's still bodies there.
Who do you want to...
Oh, hold on, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yo!
Who is the main person at Cal you want to hear your message if they happen to see this? What do you want to say to them right now?
I would like to touch the young people. The administrators have not basically...
Is there a particular administrator that hasn't been responsive?
They're all under orders not to talk with us tree sitters. We've been now 564 days into the longest urban tree sit in U.S. history. And I would like to reach the young people, because the young people are going to be the leaders of this difficult time in the global warming with the polar ice caps melting and the swirling plastic ocean out in the Pacific. So we need to deal with this, and we need the young people to come up and stand strong.
Is there a website they can go to find out?
They can go to saveoaks.com and find good information. My current webpage, www.runningwolfformayor, is being worked on and should be up shortly. And there's a lot of issues that stem out of this. British Petroleum, who wants to cut down the Amazon rainforest. A lot of people want to belittle this struggle as 46 trees, but this is knowing like George Bush is going to bomb Iraq 2 years before. So we're quite literally whistleblowers. The $500 million contract between British Petroleum and the University of California and the University of Illinois. So there's only 2 universities. We are at the design and development of taking plants apart and doing giant switchgrass. So it's basically whistleblowing on British Petroleum's idea to cut down the Amazon rainforest. So we are protecting hundreds of millions of trees. And this is one of the biggest fights in North America, if not the biggest fight. And I'm comfortable in saying this.
Where do you see this all going? Where do you see this all ending?
Well, first of all, we're going to protect this grove, and that's probably going to happen very soon. The university's going to back off of this, and we are going to protect this grove. And
protect it how?
And then they're going to sign something that says we're never going to cut this grove, and we're going to tear the fences out. They're going to tear the fences out.
How far are you willing to take the fight, though? I mean, you know.
All the way.
Yeah.
All the way. I've actually made my peace with the Creator, and I'm ready to cross over at any moment. So I'm ready to go over that fence, and I'm willing to basically commit my life to it, because I know in the Indian world you're protected. You need to do what you need to do. The thing that we fear most is that when we cross over, we haven't accomplished the goals that the Creator wants us to do. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of crossing over. Indians have always seen the light, so we're cool. We're cool. Any day is a new day is a gift. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Cool.
I think it's pretty strange.
You can wait like 3 days.
Okay, I think yet again the university, I think, is scared that the first, I should say, the judge has announced that she's going to announce a ruling tomorrow, re the lawsuits. know, that the ones enjoying the university from cutting the trees, and they're panicking. They think it just may not go their way for a change, and they're trying to get people out of the trees. So maybe they can sneak in and cut a few before anything can be done.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to see this grove just permanently protected. Not a single tree cut down, the fence is removed, and it'd be allowed just to be a public space that it has been for years. Before. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Sir, what do you think about all this?
Well, I think it's great that they're, making an issue of the trees. I don't like what they're doing right now. I grew up and I saw all those trees get cut down, and I just feel like, given the way the world's going with the global warming and all that, that we need to preserve the trees. And oak trees are pretty hard to replace. Oak trees are. I'm from native tribes of New England, where some kid was talking about, what about the children? And it's like, well, our children are the ones that survived from the acorns. So, I'm concerned about the whole ecological thing. I'm concerned about the trees up that way that they're cutting down that isn't being focused as much, about what we're going to get mudslides, and when the raptor birds don't have a place to go and the rodents get out of control in this town because we have no natural predators. But I am glad that people made a stand here. I guess the court will make a decision. I hope they make the right decision. It's kind of strange that they always come down heavy with more fences every time there's a court decision before. It doesn't make it. What it does is it rallies us to come out and show support for the tree sit. And we were having a discussion about how that plays in the national media. Sometimes things get distorted. Our message doesn't quite cut. But I still think any way we make change, it has to be a few people making a stand, and that's the way things will always change.
Hi. I think, from my point of view, it's a question of picking battles, and I don't think that this is necessarily the battle to pick right now. I think we're reaching a point in public opinion where we're starting, with gas prices, with a bigger green consciousness that's kind of emerging in the country right now, where the battle really is a PR battle at this point in time. That that civil disobedience is time has passed on this particular issue.
If you were able to wave your magic wand, what would you like to see done? Having said that,
you mean about this particular situation, or
having said what you just said, yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I really don't know. I think I know how things are going to turn out, but I do know that. I think the university is going to win its case tomorrow. And I think that's almost an inevitability. And I think it's one of the reasons that they were coming out here doing what they're doing today, because they were expecting it. They wanted to get the jump on people coming out here and protesting. But working for the university, I do know that over the past 18 months, it's really created a divide. I mean, the people that wouldn't give a crap normally are against this, right? Even people that are sympathetic with the general causes of progressive environmental politics look at this negatively, and I think that that speaks a lot to me, because but it's a community that I'm working in.
My policy analyst perspective would say, why spend so much money to battle rather than just choose an alternative? I mean, as opposed to spending the legal time going to the negative PR, yada yada. That's just my personal opinion, but I could be wrong.
I'm guessing that there was some cost benefits analysis done on this, and that picking another site was going to cost more in the long run than a protracted battle over this site. I don't, this is just a guess. I mean, I would imagine that.
Are we giving them more credit than they deserve? Maybe I am. I'll say I am.
I like the leadership of this university.
Yeah, I do too. That's what I'm saying. It's not a personal issue. Just but it's a technical issue in terms of how you solve a problem.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, another thing, one of Berkeley's traditions has been protest, and like I said, we've kind of reached a point where I think PR is going to get more done than civil disobedience. And civil disobedience is going to be viewed negatively, where creating an environment where it's attractive to live green or greener is really the direction we need to head in. And I'm talking, this is a small local issue, and I'm talking, big global.
Right.
Yeah. So
thanks.
All right.
Hey, how's your food and water situation up there? Yeah? Cool. Could use some more though, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an extra watermelon or something laying around.
Throw it up.
Yeah, we're we're really good though. We're in a really good spot right now.
Oh, cool.
They threw a lot on us.
Good.
They failed.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Thanks everyone for doing this together.
Yeah. And what about, I mean, we still got the court date tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
You bring it up. You never know what's gonna happen.
Tired, huh?
Can you just say it?
What do you think about all this?
It's criminal what the university is trying to do. They are trying to cut trees. They are needed for the. They represent the emblem. It's an emblem for the fights to protect trees anywhere in the nation.
They certainly. There was no.
What do you think about this?
I think there's a lot of good things and bad things on both sides. People seem to be a little bit hostile, but I don't know. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Cool. Is there a right or wrong as a side you're on, or?
I really don't have a side. I mean, I know these trees aren't old growth, and it seems like neither side is handling it very well. So.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Come on over, you guys.
It's optional.
They're the outer circle. This is the inner circle.
Alright, can I have everyone's attention, please? Can I have some respect here? Okay, cool. So, a couple of announcements I'd like to make on behalf of the Oak Grove, on behalf of the Tree Sitters, on behalf of the Berkeley Grandmothers for the Oaks, on behalf of Save the Oaks, and all the other various organizations. So, number one, we're going to have a candlelight vigil starting at 8 p.m. So if you've got candles, great. If you don't have candles with you, but you can somehow get some easily, that would be cool too. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to be here. Oh, we have a couple more people who are joining us. So let's welcome them into the circle.
Yeah.
We'll hold off for everyone to be
Just bring your bike up and fighting to get tight.
Just lean it right there.
You can bring your bike, just got here.
We love bike.
Of course, most people know this, but just to say in case you don't,
It's holding the space, so maybe instead of like, oh well, I need to go get candles or something, just calling people and encouraging more people to come. And let's continuously keep the space from now until this issue is figured out. Really, this is it. This is the end game. We need to push this forward until the university signs something that they says they will never cut these trees and that they'll pull out these fences. And so I think, from now on, we got to basically keep this spot until that happens. So I would really highly encourage people getting on their phones and just getting people here throughout the night and tomorrow.
And I want to thank everybody for being here. It's been an incredible day. We didn't know this was happening today. I mean, it was like a surprise for everybody. And just there's been hundreds of people that have come through and shown their support. And it's really important. Tomorrow's really important tonight. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm glad we're all here. It's a very important line for our community. I mean, this is really it. Can we hold democracy? Is UC going to force their way into doing something really stupid, or are we going to be able to turn this around? And it's teetering. So use your prayers and your voice and your song and your presence, and call your friends. Yeah.